This is a tutorial on how to use the library catalog. So we're going to go to the library's homepage, and you can get to the catalog either by searching in this box, or you can click on this little link here. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a pretty simple search. I'm going to use Boolean operators, and I'm typing in horror and film, and I'm leaving everything else blank because I'm doing just a keyword search here. Alright, so from this results page, I can see that my search for horror and film garnered 60 titles. So I got 60 different items in the catalog. You're going to really come across two different kinds of materials in the catalog. One is books, and the other are ebooks. And ebooks are especially helpful for those of you who never come to campus, who want to get everything online and can't just make it out here to check out a book that's available. But I'm going to start by looking at regular books. So these are not in any real specific order. It doesn't mean that the first one that comes up is the best one. So that means it's really important for you to go through the results. Just make sure that you're getting the best sources that you can. Alright, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to look at this first one. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is the title of the book, the author, this is the call number, and then it tells me where it is. So this is one copy is available in the 4th floor book stacks. If I want a little bit more information about the book itself, I'll click on this. And so now I get the publisher information and how many pages it is. But the most important thing about clicking on the title is that when I click on catalog record, I get even more good information. And what I like about this is that it gives me subject terms. So when we're thinking about keywords versus subject terms, these subject terms will give me everything in the library catalog that is about horror films from the United States, history and criticism. So I know that if I click on this, I'm going to get everything that we have that is about horror films. So you can see it's only 5. It makes for a much smaller set. Okay, I'm going to go back to my original search. So you could see that typing in horror and film got me some kind of strange thing. This is about musicals, and that's not about horror and film, but somewhere in the record are the words horror and film, so that's why it came up. So that's why using the subject term when you find one good book can be really helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to take a look at ebooks. So when you see something that has the title and then in the brackets it says electronic resource, more often than not that means that is an ebook. So to get to the ebook, you could click on URL right here and it'll bring you right to it. Or if you want more information about the book like you do with a regular book, you can click here and you're getting all kinds of the same information. This one gives you the subject term. It's the same subject term as the other one we were looking at, and then it actually gives you the titles of the chapters and who wrote them. So it gives you a lot more information than the first one that we looked at. There's a variety of other ways to get to this ebook. Here it says click for NetLibrary ebook. So that's the same as the little URL button that we looked at a minute ago. So I'm going to click on that. Now when you're logging in from home, you're going to see a login screen here. And you will log in. I'm going to show you really quick what that screen looks like. Here I'm going to go to this. Says online access help. If you have any problems getting through the login screen, this is where you want to go first. Go through all of these and make sure that you know your username and ID and your PIN, and go through some of the problems that can occur. And then if you still having problems, please contact us. But this is what the login screen looks like, this little white box here. So you're going to type in your username and then your library PIN, which is different from your regular email address PIN. So this is your birth date. the 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and then 2-digit year of your birth. And that's how you get to this screen here. Ebooks are strange because even though they're online, they act kind of like regular books in that only one person at a time can actually look at them. So if you get to this point and it says that the book is not available, that's not because we don't own the book, it's because somebody else is looking at it. So just wait a few minutes and then come back and try to access it again. So we're going to look at this, view this ebook. I'm going to maximize. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the cover. And I would suggest not going through page by page and trying to scroll through the ebook because that can make it very cumbersome. But instead, going here to the left and using these contents, you can expand them to find exactly what it is that you're looking for. If you're looking for a specific topic, you can also use this search box to search for the ebook. And so I typed in slasher, and so what that does is it tells me that there are 49 times in this entire book where the word slasher comes up. And so it gives me every single one of these. And so if I wanted to jump to any of these pages, I can just click view this page, and it's going to jump to it. So here's a little subsection on slasher movies. So that would be very helpful to me if I was specifically looking for those. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my display, and so now I'm going to do a new search. Okay, so before I typed in horror and film, and I got 60 results. So if I type in horror film, let's see what happens. Okay, so you'll notice that here I found 40 titles, and the reason that I got 40 fewer titles is because when I type in horror film, the catalog is looking for that as a phrase, those two words together, and it doesn't understand that I'm okay with maybe, them not being exactly together. And so that's one of the reasons why those Boolean operators are so important. So just by sticking that little and in the middle of them, I find 20 extra sources and maybe some things that wouldn't have come up that I'd really like to use. But you'll notice that the first one is the same as before, because I'm going to get a lot of similar stuff, but typing in horror and film is just a better search than just typing in horror film, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of different works. Okay, so if you have typed in a search and you decide that you want to amend this search in some way, you could scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's all kinds of different options here. So I can type in I forgot I'm supposed to have put in my Boolean operator, so I'm going to put in horror and film, and then I'm going to say, well, I'm at home and I don't feel like going to the library. So under format, I could pick electronic book, or you could pick video, any of the other ones, and search. And so now you see I found 20 titles. Every single one of these is going to be an ebook. So if you're sitting at home and you don't want to have to come to the library or go to any library, then you're able to look at all of these books at home because you specified that you wanted ebooks. Okay, so that's a very brief introduction to the library catalog, but I think that this really gives you some good information about searching the catalog, because most of your research will probably be done through the databases, but the catalog contains a lot of really good information.